Svelte is a framework that uses Rollup as its build tool by default. In this video, we're going to convert it to a much faster alternative called Snowpack. Let's start with the fresh Svelte app. We'll call it Svelte app. Do an npm install and run the app to see if everything is working. So yeah, as you can see, we have the hello world. Let's open it up in code. Go to our app.svelte component. So let's update this hello world example to a counter example. We're going to do this by renaming the variable to counter. Say count counter here. So let's initialize the counter to be 0 and let's add a button that's going to actually increment the counter. So I'm going to do on click. Okay, so now we have a simple counter example, and when you hit the button, it increments the counter. When you go and update something, it refreshes the page, but we lose the state. So to solve this issue, we need a hot module replacement. Let's stop our app and see how we can convert this from Rollup to Snowpack. So first we're going to go to our package.json. Let's find everything Rollup related and remove it. As we can see, everything except Svelte is Rollup related, so we can safely remove it. But next we can also remove the Rollup config. We're not going to need that. I also like to remove non-modules and package lock when I'm doing such a big change, because we're changing the build tool. So now let's yarn add Snowpack, and we'll need Snowpack plugin Svelte as dev dependencies. And now we can update the scripts to be run by Snowpack instead of rollback. So for build, we're going to go Snowpack build, and for dev, we're going to go Snowpack dev. Now we need to init the Snowpack. And now we have the Snowpack config file. In the config file, we need to add the plugin for our Svelte project. So in the mount section, we need to add these two lines. That's basically going to mount our public directory to the root. You can look at it as a router of some kind. So let's say that just / without any URL params will target the public folder, and source folder is going to go through a build process. So the minified files are going to be located in the dist. Next, we need to go to our main.js file and enable hot module replacement. The last step is to go to our index file, remove the bundle, move the build bundle, and this is actually going to be our dist folder. And instead of bundle, we're going to say main.js because that's how our file is named. Usually this name is index.js, but we can keep it main, that's no problem. Let's run the app again and see what we get. Okay, so the difference is now we have it served on port 8080 instead of 5000, but we basically have the same app. And when we're hitting the button, it all seems to be working. That's cool. Let's come back to our app.svelte file, make some change. And as you can see, when we make changes, we are keeping the state. We can change the text. We can go down and change the color. It's almost instantaneous. Okay, cool. So now we have the Snowpack running for the dev. Let's see what's going to happen when we do build. So in build, we have our dist folder. And as you can see, there are multiple files here. Components are spread out into modules. So this is not really optimized for all the browsers. To fix that, we can go to our Snowpack config again and add the optimize flags here. So we want to bundle it. We can minify it, but for this example, we're not. And we can target some older version of JavaScript. And we still have the dist folder, but now in main.js, everything is in one file and it's optimized for ES 2015. The thing that we did for optimization was the option 1 that they suggested, and for optimization behind the scenes it uses ESBuild. However, on their website it said it's not really production ready, so they recommend for actually bundling the production build to use Webpack or Rollup. I would recommend giving ESBuild a chance because it works pretty cool for me and the build time is noticeably faster. Now you have a basic Svelte project converted from Rollup to Snowpack. Let me know in the comments if you want me to cover something in detail in some of the next videos.